Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tarot Tuesday with Uncommon Methods. This is your sacred space for intuitive insight, soulful reflection, and mystical guidance. I'm your guide, Jill Marie, intuitive storyteller, soul listener, and keeper of the uncommon. So if you're new here, each week I tune in and pull from a unique combination of oracle decks, mixed in with some tarot, to see what's unfolding in our inner and our outer world. This week, I'm working with the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray, the Pride Tarot, and also the Star Spinner Tarot to bring through messages of our highest good. So whether you're here for clarity, comfort, or just cosmic connection, trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Let's ground together before we begin. If you can, light a candle. If not, just use mine. Each deep inhale brings a golden glowing light to every cell of our body. Each exhale releases all that no longer serves our highest good. So take a deep breath in, hold, and exhale. Feel yourself arriving here. You're safe, you're supported. Another deep inhale and a full exhale. Feel the release. Release all the stale, stuck, and negative energy that's in your body. One more deep inhale, hold, and exhale. Feel that release. Release it, release it, release it. You don't need to bring it with you anymore. You've got your permission slip to put it down. Know that this is a safe space, no judgment, and the only rule is to allow your mind to dream and believe in the magic. But I'm asking now for messages that serve our highest good and of everyone watching. May this space be protected, sacred, and full of light. Mother Nature, spirit guides, guardian angels, animal allies, totems, and ancestors from beyond, I humbly ask you to cover us in a beautiful glowing light and connect us to the universal truth. Ground us in her knowledge. Help us see the truth. Let us hear the wisdom that whispers, even when the world shouts. Now, before we begin, I know you can tell that there's two tarot decks here. But while I was preparing for this message, normally I use one or two oracle decks and then just one single tarot deck. But this week, the universe was loud and clear. Use two tarot decks, the Pride Tarot and the Star Spinner Tarot. They each carry a unique voice. Pride Tarot brings in a bold, inclusive, it's just vibrant truth. And the Star Spinner, well, it's soft, it's ethereal, and there's timeless wisdom that comes with that. Just know that whatever message we're supposed to get, we're going to get it. Together, they're going to create both a balance of masculine and feminine, grounded and dreamlike. The universe wanted both perspectives for this week's guidance, so that's what we went with. Now, if you're new here, I shuffle the decks blind, basically. I close my eyes as I'm shuffling, and I just get them ready for us, for our message. And then as I'm pulling the cards, I will shuffle them again. But right now, we're just going to get everything together. And we will be starting with the angels and the ancestors. Now I'm just going to leave all these crystals up here. The crystals were calling me today. Yes, they were. Crystals. So the angels and the ancestors. It's a pretty cool deck. And as it says, it's basically, but this is a small deck. It's a pocket oracle. But so this deck, they're ancestors and earthly guardians. Their messages call us back to our roots. They remind us that we already have wisdom. We're resilient and we are stronger than we know. So this section is going to help us open our hearts to guidance, and that guidance is going to transcend time. So what do we need to know this week from our ancestors? And for some reason, Spirit's telling me to call. Oh, okay. One from our angels. Oh, no. They're both here. So I'm going to go with this one as our first one. Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. I like that it's got the Native American feathers are tied with it. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a little energy center right there in the heart area. So that is our message from the angels. And our message from the ancestor is the Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. Now that goes along with our message here. It's always listen to your soul. That's a big thing around here. Listen. When we be quiet and listen to the silence, believe it or not, we learn things. We grow. We become better. We become more. So let's see what the Spirit Fox has to tell us. This is a small deck. It's pocket size. And the book is just as small. So my big old fingers are having a hard time with it. But it says, trust your talents in changing times. Stay alert as change is in the air. The Spirit Fox features my favorite animal of all time. It says it's the red fox. An enormously resilient creature able to survive in urban environments or the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Foxes know what it's like to be hunted for centuries. Wow. I'm feeling a powerful pull right back to before we had power, before we had any electricity, just way back there. But so they were sought out for their precious fur when all they wanted was to survive. So the Spirit Fox can help you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. Also, as an urban fox, they hide in cities and go about their business in the darker hours. This fox offers the medicine of blending in. And I'm thinking with all the heaviness in the world right now that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to trust ourselves, even when we can't count on anything else in the world. You know, you might be able to count on your family or your friends, but you really can't count on the world being exactly how it is right now. There's a lot of change coming up. A lot of energies are heightened. Planets are shifting, zodiac signs. Some of them are going into retrograde. There's just a lot happening. So the message is, stay true to you. Trust your talents in changing times. Know that you're not changing. Know that you don't have to change. Know that you don't need anything else. Everything you need is within you. So that's our angel message. And then we have the Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. And yes, now I'm going to have to look back in the book again. You know, I know a lot of people will film and they'll probably, stop editing, edit and all of that. I don't know. I think you guys need the message exactly as it comes from Spirit, exactly as I'm feeling it. But the message with that card is, heed the messages coming directly from your soul. The Star's Ancestors is a term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiments of love who bring wisdom from the higher realms. Often people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the night sky and see the stars. I believe that's because they are remembering their starry connections, and those are what this card represents. The Star Ancestor is reminding you that you have otherworldly support and that your friends from the stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with and following your soul's deepest calling. So don't be afraid. Trust your talents, but also trust spirit. Trust. So I don't usually use essential oils, but I anointed the cards and myself. This was a little bit of frankincense, and this was rosemary. So frankincense has been used for thousands of years, okay? In ceremonies, they honor the divine. It's tying us to our ancestors. All the way back to Egypt, Mesopotamia, and early Christian traditions. Now, it's resin, but when it's burned, it was believed to carry prayers upward, like fragrant smoke going up into the sky. Basically, it created a bridge between the earthly and the spiritual realms. And it called to me, and I didn't know it, but it honors the lineage of our ancestors. It calls in sacred presence, and it honors them. Now, alongside that, I have some rosemary, which has been known as the herb of remembrance. So in both Greek and medieval European traditions, sprigs of this rosemary were used in funerals. They used it in ancestral rites to honor the memory of loved ones. Now together, frankincense and rosemary weave a timeless connection. They clear the air, they lift the spirit, and they keep alive the remembrance of those who came before us. So now that I'm pulling these cards, it's like, okay, there's the rosemary for ourselves, and to remember that we have everything we need, and the frankincense is tying us to our ancestors. So let's clear the air. Let's lift. Sorry about that. Somebody called and it stopped recording. Yes, I'm still having to use my phone. But anyway, okay. So now we're going to turn to the Pride Tarot. And this deck celebrates diversity, love, authenticity. Who's not authentic? It's a voice that reminds us of the courage that it takes to live in truth, to honor our identity, and to stand tall in our own story. The cards here invite us to release fear and embrace the fullness of who we are. Yeah, I did throw all of the cards over here, and I'm going to keep shuffling. Oh. Okay. That's what we're going to go with. I'm going to keep shuffling. I'm just not going to shuffle it up there. I will shuffle. Let's see what we got. The Seven of Swords. I'm being told to pull one more. The Ten of Swords. I gotta tell you, those cards are pulling in a lot of heavy energy. Between the military person with the swords. Yeah, there's a celebration back there. But then I'm getting another sword. So I've got the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So the swords, that's basically, I don't know if you guys know anything about the way the tarot works, but each suit, like the pentacles, the swords, the cups, the wands, it's all based on an element, like earth, air, fire, water. And the swords is basically an air element. It's about our mind, thoughts, communication. So if I'm looking at that number 7, it looks like he's, okay, I gotta go. But the typical depiction of this sneaky, deceptive Seven of Swords. He's obviously stealing swords from the opposition, or maybe his own troops, who knows. The tattoos on his arm is DAT 2011, referring the Don't Ask, Don't Tell military policy, which was repealed in 2011. In this view, it's more than the swords. The Marine is hoping to get away with. What's portrayed here is the whole idea of not being able to be honest about his sexual orientation without facing persecution. So, we're being told to believe in our talents. We don't need to be sneaky. We shouldn't have to be sneaky. No matter what the world is doing out there, be yourself. Because you're going to get caught. You're lying to yourself if you're not honest about who you are. And it's more important for you to be honest with yourself. Who cares what everybody else is saying? They're on their own journey. They're on their own path. They got to get through it themselves. They got to figure out what their own talents are. So who cares what they think about yours? You believe in yours. Believe in yourself from your gut. Don't be sneaky. It catches up. I mean, people, that thought they got away with crimes are being found out years, decades later. So just be true to you from the get-go. If you like women, go love women. If you're a man and you like men, go for it. If you don't want to love anybody, don't. You want to be married to 5 people? Find people that are good for it, that want to be into that too. You've got so many choices out there. Don't let anything hold you back. Know that no matter what, follow the voice of your soul. Follow that voice. Use your talents. Be okay with your talents. Know that there's people rooting for you on the other side. So, that's the 7. This is the 10 of Swords. And again, it's the same thing. It's an air element, so it's thinking. But this one is about sadness and loneliness, and that's what I was feeling. It's a broken heart, basically. The person who is portrayed here is an androgynous being without gender who lives an inner conflict because of their identity. And for this reason, life's a challenging life. The devil that opens the person's chest represents their inner demons, causing them heartache. Their head is detached from the body because they experience life through the mind and the body as 2 distinct entities. If we take our mind out of our way, we can do anything we put our mind to. I know that sounds counterintuitive, counterproductive, but we could have something that happened to us when we were 5, 6, 7 years old, that at 50 years old, we find out that has held us back. It stopped us from applying for the job. It stopped us from going after the person we love. It stops us from trying to, live on the other side of the planet. It stops you from going after your dreams. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's got little, we've all got quirks. We've all got things that tripped us up when we were a kid. Stopped us from doing things. I think I've told the story before about me being in gymnastics, and I was afraid. I didn't trust other people. So when I was trying to do a back bend, they're supposed to spot you. I didn't trust them, no matter what. It was even people that I knew. I had my sister. I had people that I knew, my neighbors, and I didn't trust them not to drop me. So I ended up stopping gymnastics. What? Come on. I was good at it. I was really good at it. I lived near people that were in the Olympics, that were on the Olympic team, Everybody in my family was, athletic. And I let that little fear stop me from having fun. It stopped everything for me. I no longer went to the dance class. I never went to the gymnastics class because I guess I was embarrassed because who am I going to tell? I'm afraid you're going to drop me on my head. Fast forward 50-something years, and guess who dropped me on my head? A doctor. Not being born under anesthesia. So, just a little bit of tea there so that you can make up your own mind. Don't let that little stuff stop you. You got this. You want to go back to school and you're 70 years old? Go back to school. You got this. I'm telling you. A lot of places give you that life experience now, so you probably wouldn't take all the classes. And even if you're in a class and everybody else is in their 20s and you're the only person with gray hair or wrinkles, who cares? You got them beat. You got all that life experience, and But you can do it. You've made it this far. Take that chance. Take the leap. Don't be sneaky about it. Walk proudly, using your talents. Okay, let's lay out a spread with the Star Spinner Tarot. Now remember, it's always 5 cards. The theme of the week. Let's see what our theme of the week is. Okay, the first week in... Oh, no, it's not the first week in September. Oh, let's not go backwards, people. So we got fortitude. That's the overarching energy that guides us. We've got the 7 of chalices. That's going to be the patterns or the fears that we need to release. The 9 of coins. That's what we need to embrace. The energy that's waiting to be unfolded. Okay. Here's our support. The Fool, which is actually the first card in the tarot deck. And finally, we've got the 4 of Wands as our outcome or soul lesson. So, let's unpack that one at a time. Fortitude. So fortitude is one of the major arcana. But if it's upright, it means that it represents courage, and that there is no courage without fear. This card indicates that you have found a healthy measure of patience for yourself. This is a reminder to acknowledge your shortcomings and all the anxieties that accompany them. It kind of is making me go back to this. Trust your own talents. The lotus flower represents the way that strength is cultivated, out of the mind and through the water. Again, the swords are the air, it's thinking. We're all in our heads sometimes, and what's in our head sometimes stops us from moving forward, stops us from going for that, stops us from trying, asking that person out. But that's the actual energy that's happening right now. And what we need to release is the 7 of chalices. Sorry. So this is like old patterns, fears, or blocks. But the 7 of chalices represents wishful thinking. You fortify yourself with fanciful daydreams. Though this is a beautiful place to be, your choices may not be grounded in reality. You fail to see the practical limits of your dreams, making you prone to irresponsible decisions. Now, what I'm really getting from that is, okay, if your dream, like I was talking about gymnastics, if your dream is to be a gymnast, most gymnasts start as, young kids, younger than 10. Definitely before high school. And they've worked at it. They've given up all of their life to practice every day, 7 days a week. They don't have Christmases. They don't, do birthday parties. They don't go to, to proms and all the other stuff. They've given up stuff. So if you're not willing to give up all that stuff, that's the kind of dreams that it's telling you, let's be realistic. But on the other hand, if you've already taken some gymnastics classes and you like gymnastics, go take an adult gymnastics class or go teach others how to do it. There's always a way to turn your dream. I mean, imagine the dancers that have, danced all their lives and they never got, chosen to be on Broadway, or, they didn't do like Debbie Allen. She's went on and made herself a school and, created basically a life around dance. But she didn't give up. She's still doing her dream. She's just not dancing anymore. So you don't have to give up your dream all the way. You just have to be more realistic about it. If you're a short person and you like basketball, you're not going to go out and be on the professional team. Let's be realistic. So be realistic with the things that you're trying to release. So what we need to embrace is the 6 of coins. Sorry, the 9 of coins. Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed that she's got that owl. But the Nine of Coins encourages you to take some time to enjoy your financial gains. You have worked hard and you have room to seek some enjoyment. It might be an opportune time to splurge and treat yourself to something special. This card speaks to strong self-worth. You have appraised yourself highly, and every bit of that confidence has been earned. You believe in your talents. And because you believe in your talents, it's telling you to reward yourself for giving yourself, you basically gave yourself permission to treat yourself because you believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, a lot of things shift. Because if you think, oh, I can't do, not me, it's not for me, that's a scarcity mindset. Which means that the things that you want are never going to come to you. It's very unlikely because you're pushing them away. When you think to yourself, I have everything I need, everything that I need will bring itself to me, and you might even think, okay, I didn't get that job, but it wasn't right for me anyway. You just have to know that you're worth it. Give yourself permission to treat yourself right. Give yourself permission to use your talents. Because you've got help. You've got people that are going to support you. And the support is the Fool. So the Fool indicates one who is ready to take the first steps in a new direction and explore previously untapped potential. Try those. If you're a painter, if you've ever dreamed of painting, go take a class. Same thing with musical instruments, anything. Just get up and go find a way to learn about it or use those talents. But this is a deep naivety about the Fool. It represents someone who lives in the moment and looks ahead only to positive possibilities. The impetus to move forward is only done on a whim, plain and simple. The optimistic nature of this card is buoyed by a bit of good luck in a production predilection to adventure. So you got to be willing to do it. You have to give yourself permission to use your talents to move on to the next level and give yourself the gifts. You want a new outfit? Go get it. Trust in yourself. Trust that you have the fortitude that you need. You're not going to hide. You're not going to do it deceptively. You're going to stand tall in who you are, walk tall, and move forward as yourself, authentically. And finally, this is our support. The Four of Wands. Well, we got two helpers here. Two little fairies are helping us. Two angels. We started off with the angels, the message, and we're ending with two angels giving us support. You have been working a great deal, and there is plenty to celebrate. The Four of Wands indicates that you're approaching a point in your journey where you can afford to look back on all your hard work and congratulate yourself for it. Now is the time to celebrate your accomplishments with your loved one. Have a party. Get a fancy dress, go out to dinner. You don't even have to go out to dinner. Have a nice dinner at home. Do something at home where you're comfortable. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You're not putting pressure on yourself. You're not dealing with other people. Cook that dinner that you want to cook. Create a dance and have a dance party. You remember when you were a little kid and you were learning things and you might have put a dance on for your family? You had a little talent show? Do it. You know how to do nails? Paint somebody's nails. Have a painting party. You're a massage person? You want to learn massage? Practice on your friends. Get a feeling from them saying, hey, am I good at this? Am I not good at this? Should I pursue it? Paint something. Draw something. Whatever your talent is that you're trying to cultivate, let it come to the light. This angel, which is you, has the support of other angels. But you have to give yourself the permission. Allow yourself the good things in life. You deserve it. We all deserve it. We all deserve to live in our light and not worry about the heart being broken. Connect our body and our head. Become one. Listen to our soul. Listen to our soul. Get some rosemary and some frankincense. Either some essential oils or dried herbs. Use it in your own ceremony. Just know that you've got guides that are going to help you as you go through your journey and as you're trying to figure it out. This wisdom is going to carry your spirit forward. You have to allow it. But I hope today's messages brought you insight, maybe some peace, and that gentle nudge your soul needed. If you felt connected to any of the messages, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Thank you for joining me for another Tarot Tuesday with Uncommon Methods. Keep listening to your soul. It always knows. And remember, the methods may be uncommon, but your magic is all your own. Stay open, stay grounded, and stay uncommon. See you next week.